What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 18 Dynasty video, and today we're going to be looking at my own list of my top 5 most wanted career arc program players coming into MLB The Show 18. Now, of course, I did a top 5 most wanted Immortal program players, but of course the Immortals, they're the best of the best. They're the Babe Ruths, you know, the Ken Griffey Jr.'s of the world, and career arcs are just a notch below. Of course, we know we're getting guys like Frank Thomas and Mike Schmidt as career arcs. Unfortunately, we're not getting Jose Reyes, which I really wanted to, but we still get him, just not as good as a career arc. Kind of disappointed, but regardless, Immortals are the best of the best. Career arcs are just a notch below, so these players aren't going to be the all-time greats, but there's still a bunch of fan favorites that I, as well as a lot of other people that I've seen throughout Twitter, Reddit, and on my YouTube comments, that they'd love to see into MLB The Show 18. Some of them have never been in an MLB The Show before, but most of them have been or are currently in the game, so they would be really easy to go ahead and add. And without further ado, the first one has never actually been in an MLB The Show game, and that's Torii Hunter. I think he was actually on my most wanted legend / flashback list coming into the year, and Torii Hunter is just a fun guy, man. He was a good hitter with the Twins and the Angels later on in his career, but the main thing about him is he was a top-notch defender. He would have insane defense. I'm gonna try to like make comparisons to those guys that don't have cards in the game. I don't know who you'd even compare him to. His defense, imagine kind of like Kevin Kiermaier defense, but with actual pop. Like imagine Kiermaier defense and speed, because I think that would be a pretty accurate representation for Torii Hunter. Of course, a lot of you guys probably remember when he robbed Barry Bonds in the All-Star game. That was hilarious. But Torii Hunter, he would have some pop as well, and of course he'd have top-notch fielding, and also an arm. Arm strength is very, very vital to me in this game. If you're somebody like AJ Pollock, I cannot use you. 55 arm strength does not do the damn thing. I need something better than that, and in my opinion, Torii Hunter could really give that, and he would just make a good career arc. He would help add into the Griffey program. Of course, Griffey was a great defender with great reaction and range in center field. Torii Hunter would be the same thing, and it would be really cool to see him added into MLB The Show 18. Next, of course, this is a fan favorite. I've heard so many people talk about him ever since he left the game in MLB 16. Of course, he retired that year, and I'm talking about Big Papi, David Ortiz. Of course, he did retire, and he wasn't in the game last year, has not in the game this year. I kind of don't think he will be in the game this year. I feel like we would have already seen him, but nonetheless, me and many other people would love to see Big Papi make a return to MLB The Show this year, next year, whatever we can get him. We just want Big Papi back in the game so we can be hitting bombs with him all damn day. Now, he would probably look somewhat like Edwin Encarnacion, but at least the fielding wise, but of course the contact numbers would be better, as well as the power in general. As a career arc, I could see Papi being like a 94 overall or so. Probably not too much higher than that, because of course he never played defense, and of course it's not like he's exactly a speedster on the base pass nonetheless. But Big Papi would have insane pop, insane contact, be one of the best hitters that you could go ahead and use in this game. Actually, maybe I don't know. Let's take a look at Jeff Bagwell to see how he stacks up to what Big Papi's stats might look in the game. Okay, I don't feel like that's that close, but you'd probably have close to Frank Thomas hitting numbers, maybe just a little bit lower. Nonetheless, Big Papi, please add him back, SDS. We all want him. Next up on the list, he's in the game already. He is a current legend. I think he only has one card. He was on my career arc prediction video, and that is Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn, of course. Now, I know contact hitters are kind of underpowered this year, but nonetheless, Tony Gwynn would be so much fun to have as a career arc, and 95-ish overall. He's got 89 speed on his rookie version. I feel like that's a little bit low, but even in like the prime version of his career arc, I could see him having at least an 85, if not higher. Of course, he has the defense, actually a pretty good arm strength. I don't remember Tony Gwynn having that high of an arm strength in the past games, but you know, I'm not gonna complain playing. You guys know I love the arm strength, but he would have a lot of contact, a little bit of power around the 40s and 50s. And yeah, I know a lot of people might not like contact, but hey, that's what I've always liked to do. That's what I did last year and in 16. That's what I build my team off of, is contact. That's why I like guys like Jose Reyes. And I'm gonna stick true to that. Of course, this year I'm kind of going more to the pop because I'm trying to win. You know, you got to try to find a balance between players that you like to use and going ahead and getting W's. But nonetheless, Tony Gwynn would be so much fun, Mr. Padre added into the game. And of course, it's going to be really easy. Honestly, I do really think that Tony Gwynn is going to be a career arc. So I would pretty much chalk that down on your list that he is going to get one, because hell, he would just be a lot of fun into the game. And he's already there, so it'd be really, really easy for them to go ahead and add. Now, my number 4, of course, this is in no particular order, but you guys already know he's been in the game the last 2 years, and I want to see him back. And that's Joe Mauer, not the first base washed up 34 always hurt Joe Mauer. I'm talking about the prime MVP catching Joe Mauer that we had in 17 and 16. I never got to use the card because frankly it would be too hard to get or it costs too much stubs. But hey, Joe Mauer, insane contact, insane power, insane defense, and he even has like 50 speed every year. There's really nothing that you could go wrong with Joe Mauer. Also, he's a lefty. I feel lefties are more easy to hit with on this game, and a prime Joe Mauer, just like we had in the last couple of years, would be insane. There's no card that can even compare to a Joe Mauer, at least catching wise. Like, he has better contact than Buster Posey. He is pretty much the best contact hitting catcher in the game. Maybe Posada actually right now, but what is Posada like? Yeah, he'd have better contact numbers than that. And Mike Piazza too. There's no way his contact even matches up. Actually, no. This honestly is probably somewhat realistic to Mauer, except put the contact up a little bit, maybe in the power down, and of course the defense would be up a little bit. That's kind of what you would have with a Mauer. I'd say like a 95, 96 with the adjusted overall this year. But Mauer, he would be one of the best catchers to use in the game. Him and Piazza would be on everybody's squadron. But my last one, and it's no surprise that he's on here. He retired last year, so unfortunately he's not in the game right now. But that's Carlos Beltran. Ended his career the right way, with the ring, with my Astros. And I really want to see him back in the game, man. Like, there's no words to explain. Like, he first came into the game like the prime, like the OP Carlos Beltran. First came into the game in MLB The Show 16. Everybody wanted him. He was the ticket counter card. That was when we had like the AFK glitch. Shout out to all you guys if you remember that. But that was the time, man. Carlos Beltran, he had an insane card, and last year it was in the game too. Imagine just a switch hitter with like 70 to 80 speed with good defense and pretty much insane hitting stats. They're pretty much maxed last year. Of course, he's not going to have 125 everything on hitting stats. He's not Babe Ruth, but a switch hitter with speed, with defense, and really good hitting, contact, and power, that would be probably my favorite card to use. I really want to get Vlad. And honestly, this Vlad would probably look somewhat similar to Beltran, except of course he's probably not going to have that much power, but something similar, not a 99, but probably like a 97 or so for Carlos Beltran. Be an insane card. I really want to see that, but of course we don't know if he's going to be in the game. I'm hoping that they're going to surprise us with the second wave of career arcs, but that is going to wrap up my top 5 most wanted career arcs. Like I said, some of them are in the game right now, some of them are not. Either way, I would really like to see him, and I know you guys would as well. I've seen a lot of hype for these guys in particular, and I'll gladly make another list of your guys' suggestions and my own personally. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like down below. As always, make sure to comment your suggestions, some guys that you would love to see in the game as well. But hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and later guys.
Love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory.